The universe, recognized globally for his outstanding contributions to both classical physics and quantum mechanics, has been shaken by new revelations, and the person bringing these discoveries to the forefront is none other than Michio Kaku. Kaku has confirmed that the James Webb Space Telescope, known by its acronym JWST, has detected 6 massive galaxies that, according to current scientific models, simply should not exist. These findings are not just anomalies. They have the potential to unlock entirely new dimensions in our comprehension of cosmic evolution. As such, this development is both exciting and significant, deserving close attention from both the scientific community and the public at large. Michio Kaku, a distinguished American physicist of Japanese heritage, is widely regarded as an expert in experimental physics and quantum theory. Throughout his career, he has made substantial contributions to science and is known not only for his deep understanding of complex physical laws but also for his ability to communicate those ideas clearly. Unlike many conservative or skeptical scientists, Kaku remains open to revolutionary data, including the astonishing results from the JWST mission. The fact that such a respected figure in science has chosen to speak out so publicly about these findings highlights the importance of this discovery. His enthusiasm and amazement are evident in his comments, describing these newly identified galaxies as among the most intriguing astronomical observations to date. Throughout his career, Michio Kaku has demonstrated a willingness to entertain new theories and challenge old paradigms. He has long acknowledged that Einstein's equations of relativity and Newton's laws, while foundational and instrumental in our understanding of the physical universe, are insufficient for fully describing the complex workings of the cosmos. The discoveries from the JWST may offer an opportunity to expand upon existing scientific frameworks and possibly even rewrite them. While many in the scientific community are still hesitant to revise established cosmological theories, particularly those supporting the Big Bang, Kaku is not among them. He even finds humor in the sleepless anxiety some scientists experience when confronted with data that challenge their long-standing views. The James Webb Space Telescope has revealed 6 enormous galaxies that date back to the earliest epochs of the universe, just 200 to 700 million years after the Big Bang. This period was long thought to be a time of cosmic darkness and formlessness. Surprisingly, each of these galaxies contains more stars than the Milky Way despite their incredibly young cosmic age. The implications are staggering. The team responsible for the discovery has dubbed these galaxies universe breakers because if confirmed, they would force a complete rethinking of cosmology. This contradicts the prevailing theory that, after the Big Bang, the universe remained chaotic and formless for hundreds of millions of years before stars and galaxies began to emerge in a meaningful way. Some of the galaxies detected by the JWST are even larger than the Milky Way and display intense luminosity, suggesting that they were forming hundreds of new stars per year. In comparison, our own galaxy, the Milky Way, only forms stars sporadically. It remains unclear exactly when the first galaxies formed, but existing models posit that the process began with individual stars or small star groups, which gradually merged to form dwarf galaxies and, over time, larger structures. However, these massive and organized galaxies from the early universe seem to defy that timeline. Their existence raises the possibility that either the universe is much older than we previously thought, or that galactic evolution occurred far earlier and more rapidly than believed. This revelation is difficult for conservative science to accept. Some physicists strongly resist these implications, suggesting potential measurement errors in calculating the galaxy's ages. But Michio Kaku addresses this skepticism by noting that many outdated theories have persisted solely because of the prestige of their proponents. In science, especially in physics, it is the responsibility of experimentalists to keep theorists honest. Without reliable experiments, theoretical physics lacks grounding. Kaku points out that we still know very little about the true origins of the cosmos. The Big Bang theory, introduced in 1927 based on observations of the expanding universe, suggests that the cosmos originated from a singularity and has been expanding ever since. At that time, it was difficult for people to accept that the universe had a beginning, let alone an end. The prevailing idea then was that the universe was eternal and infinite. Even today, many scientists struggle with the concept of a finite beginning to all existence. Yet the importance of entertaining alternative possibilities cannot be overstated, especially when empirical data no longer aligns with traditional models. New JWST observations seem incompatible with what researchers have assumed for decades about the Big Bang theory. However, science thrives on re-evaluation and openness to new ideas. Theories must continually be tested and revised based on new evidence. When Einstein was a child, people believed that stars and planets were fixed in the sky. We now know that everything in the cosmos is in motion. Planets orbit stars, stars move through galaxies, and galaxies themselves travel vast distances through space. Much of this was inconceivable in earlier times. Today, scientists must similarly adapt, understanding that theories are provisional, not absolute, until validated through rigorous observation. The idea of the Big Bang gained momentum from Hubble's discovery that galaxies are moving away from one another, with their velocity proportional to their distance from Earth, a relationship known as Hubble's law. Supporting evidence such as the cosmic microwave background radiation and redshift of light from distant galaxies bolstered this model. Still, it's vital to remember that in the past, people had seemingly solid evidence that the Earth was flat or that the Sun orbited us, until better technology revealed otherwise. Now, with the advent of the JWST, we are facing a similar inflection point in our understanding. Scientists expected the James Webb Space Telescope to confirm the Big Bang model, but instead it uncovered these 6 massive and seemingly impossible galaxies. This unexpected result underscores how science is constantly evolving. Researchers must remain open to re-evaluating theories in light of new discoveries and evidence. One essential tool used in this cosmic research is redshift, also known as the Doppler effect, which describes how the wavelength of light changes based on the motion of its source relative to the observer. For instance, when a star or galaxy moves away from us, the light shifts toward redder wavelengths. If it moves closer, the light shifts to bluer tones. Physicists use redshift values to calculate velocities and distances in the universe. But even small measurement errors could significantly affect their conclusions. As a result, scientists are now revisiting previous measurement techniques to determine whether the JWST's findings are due to redshift miscalculations, or if they represent genuine anomalies. It's essential to conduct rigorous analysis and peer review of the data and methods used in this research to arrive at reliable conclusions. Thank you very much for watching the video and for engaging with this fascinating topic. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to post them in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks again, and see you next. The idea that these discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope might force a complete reimagining of cosmology is not hyperbole. It's a reflection of the profound potential they hold to upend decades of established scientific doctrine. These 6 massive galaxies, dubbed universe breakers, challenge the deeply ingrained understanding that the early universe was a dark, chaotic, and formless expanse. According to the standard cosmological model, the first stars and galaxies were expected to emerge slowly, over the course of several hundred million years, after the Big Bang. The assumption was that in the wake of the initial singularity, the universe underwent a period known as the Dark Ages, during which matter began to cool and clump together under the force of gravity. Gradually, these clumps formed the first stars, which then began to gather into small, primitive galaxies. But the observations made by the JWST tell a different story. These galaxies appear to be not only far older than expected but also far more massive and well-organized than should be possible at such an early stage in cosmic history. Some of them are larger than the Milky Way, despite existing a mere 200 to 700 million years after the Big Bang. They display intense luminosity, which suggests they are forming hundreds of new stars every year, a rate that is vastly higher than our own galaxy, which forms stars at a relatively sporadic and subdued pace. The implications of such findings are staggering. If these galaxies are real and their estimated age and size are correct, then the universe must have been able to form complex, massive structures much faster than previously thought. This, in turn, would indicate that either the universe is much older than we currently believe, or that galactic evolution occurred under conditions or mechanisms that are not yet understood. Such a dramatic departure from accepted models is understandably difficult for many in the scientific community to accept. Conservative physicists and astronomers have responded to the findings with skepticism, suggesting that the results may be the product of measurement errors or misinterpretations. One common argument is that the redshift calculations, which are used to determine how far away an object is and, by extension, how far back in time we are observing it, could be flawed. A small error in these calculations can lead to a significant misjudgment of a galaxy's age, potentially making a galaxy seem older and more developed than it actually is. Michio Kaku addresses this skepticism directly, calling attention to the fact that many outdated scientific theories have survived far longer than they should have, not because they were supported by data, but because they were endorsed by influential scientists. In Kaku's view, science must be driven by data and empirical evidence, not by tradition or authority. In physics, especially, the role of experimentalists is crucial. They serve as the reality check for theorists, whose job is to construct models of the universe. Without reliable, consistent experimental data, these models are ungrounded. And so, discoveries like those made by the JWST must be taken seriously. They provide a rare opportunity to compare theoretical predictions with actual observations from the depths of the universe. Kaku emphasizes that, despite all the advancements in modern astrophysics, we still know shockingly little about the true origins of the cosmos. The Big Bang theory, while widely accepted, is not a perfect model. It was first introduced in 1927, based on the observation that galaxies appear to be moving away from us, an insight famously attributed to Edwin Hubble. This phenomenon, known as Hubble's law, showed that the velocity of a galaxy is proportional to its distance from Earth.